The Democrat Party's main constituency are made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals.
We have a divided nation because people like her, and believe me, she has tremendous hate in her heart.
Hey, you guys. So happy Wednesday. And so let's get into this whole Caroline Leavitt, right? Caroline Leavitt is our press secretary, and she's a pretty girl. She's pretty, but that's where the attributes stop. She referred to Democrats, her fellow Americans, as Hamas supporters and like all of these nefarious, I can't even remember what she said. I really don't listen to her, but this was the only thing that motivated me. I'm like, you're going to hear that type of language, that type of discourse on social media. Your people going to come in your comments and you support George Soros. I don't even know who the fuck George Soros is. George Soros paid whatever. They don't read books, child. You just got, some people you got to be like, okay. I have no idea who George Soros is. Don't want to know him. Never looked him up. Don't have any. It's weird and it's disturbing that people just can't accept that you disagree with their ideologies. You disagree with their policies. You disagree with their political stance. You're not a paid actor. Nobody paid me. Where my check? Where is the money? Give me the money. So no, it's not a matter of being a paid actor or paid agitator, or I'm an American who paid taxes, good taxes. I live in Illinois. I pay high taxes. And I have a different political ideology, different political opinion. That's it. No George Soros. I'm so sick of seeing that man's name because I have absolutely no idea who the man is. Right hand of God. I'm like, who? I thought they was talking about George Stephanopoulos, child. I said, did George Stephanopoulos change his name? Oh. So they saying I'm somebody else, or I'm in business with somebody? I ain't got $1. Where's the money? Give me my money. Mortgages due. What's today? The 22nd? Mortgages due in 9 days. Where is the money? Okay? So, no George Soros person, whatever they like to say. Just an American who disagrees with you. And like I said, you're going to hear this type of commentary and discourse on social media. And you kind of just like, it's social media. It's like, okay, child, say what you're going to say. God bless your testimony. But when our press secretary, the person who is supposed to be giving messaging from the president to the American people, call half of the country Hamas supporters and all of those things, that is it's very idiotic, but it's very dangerous. It is very dangerous. Now we see one of the people that were pardoned on January 6th, those insurrectionists. Now we see that one of those people they've been arrested, not convicted, because of course go through the process. They've been arrested for threats against Hakeem Jeffries. What I would never understand and what I would never begin to even be able to rationalize to myself, even if I give the other side so much grace, if I give them so much grace, the one thing that I would never be able to understand is the amount of grace, the passes that they give this administration. They give this man in particular. I was going to refer to him as Jeffrey Epstein's friend, but I'm like, child, they know. They know. They don't care. And that's what the rest of the public has to get on board with. I think, I think the Democrats are behind. I think the Democrats are behind because they're trying to play it by a book, or they're trying to rationalize or understand like I was watching The View and Joy Behar was like, oh, this is going to get him. Nothing is going to get him because they will continue to to move the goalposts when it comes to him. It doesn't matter. The Jeffrey Epstein stuff doesn't matter. Like nothing he does matters. And this country, it's like they can't, even people who oppose him, they can't wrap their mind around the fact that there's nothing he can do that's going to make his people turn on him because it is a code. So every time a Democrat or a liberal or progressive or whomever says on TV, oh, this can get them. I'm like, you guys playing a different game because you guys don't understand. Think about this. He's taken away food assistance. He defunded the Department of Education. He's taken away Medicaid, all of these things. Like all of these things outside of his personal transgressions, outside of the personal things that he's done. And they still will not budge. Nothing he can do. Like I seen a tweet that I shared on my community page here on YouTube. I think it was like months ago. This guy, I think someone asked him a question. What if the president did something like to your daughter? To your daughter. Would you still vote for him? The man said yes. He said yes. And when I say do something to your daughter, the question was basically if he violated your kid. The man said yes, because something about forgiveness and nothing you guys can do or say, no matter how horrific, atrocious, disgusting, disturbing his behavior is, he's not going to lose that clan. Stop trying. Me, I'm resting, child. I am resting because I said, and most black people that I know, I can't speak for every black person on the planet because, of course, we're not monolithic at all. But most black people I know was like, if this election goes the way that it ended up going, they can have it. They can have it. Because if they're willing to ruin their entire country, all precedents, all rules, regulations, laws, everything for one person, they can have it, child. So, Caroline Levitt, we are not Hamas supporters. Dumbass. That's the most idiotic shit I ever heard in my life. I was like, now you hear that stuff on social media, but social media is full of bots and just unreasonable people that will never say these things in your face. So it's like you kind of like wave it off like, child, go play in heavy, child. Don't say that, Angel. I have to cut that out. Like, comment, subscribe.